Hello friends, Bronwyn here from Tarot Fever. This afternoon I thought we'd have a look at the Tarot Mucha versus the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. These decks have similar artwork because they are done by the same artist, Giulia Massaglia or Massaglia. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, so I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. So the decks are both published by Lo Scarabeo. So they both have the same bottoms, but the packaging is quite different. If anybody has the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? I think the Santa Muerte Tarot comes in a box like this, as well as, oh my goodness, I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But Lo Scarabeo does have a few decks that come in these hard two-piece boxes where the top comes off. And then the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot is just in a simple tuck box. They are both about the same price actually, and they both have the same price written on them here, $26.95. In Canada, I got both off of Amazon. This one was $35 and this one $31, but the price fluctuates. I've seen it up as high as $36 or $37 before. So anyways, I couldn't find too much online insofar as comparing these two decks because they do have obviously a similar art style. So in the box for the Golden Art Nouveau, you have your usual extra cards that you get with Lo Scarabeo and a little white book that comes in multiple languages. Very brief descriptions of the cards. And in the Tarot Mucha, you have a thicker guidebook. So it's also in multiple languages, but you do get more information, I would say, per card. You get more of a description rather than just keywords. So guidebook wise, I would say that this is definitely better than the little white book. So the cards, the inside of the box is just plain. It's a great little box though. It's great for storing them. In this deck, you also have your extra cards. Now, cardstock wise, these decks are quite different. The Tarot Mucha is laminated and thicker. It's a much stiffer cardstock. It's just like the Radiant Wise Spirit that I have, so there's that for comparison. And the Golden Art Nouveau is the standard Lo Scarabeo cardstock. It's very flexible, it shuffles really easily, but it's a lot thinner. I'll hold the decks up so you can get an idea. So yeah, as you can see, the Golden Art Nouveau is a much thinner, just overall less chunky deck than the Tarot Mucha. All right, so card size wise, I do not have my Centennial Waitesmith handy, but this Golden Art Nouveau Tarot is a standard tarot size, I would say. And the Tarot Mucha is the same height, but a little bit wider. I don't know if you could see that. So here are the backs, both beautiful, but this one isn't reversible, whereas the Golden Art Nouveau is fully reversible. I really like the backs on both decks actually. Otherwise, the main difference that you're going to see is obviously the gilding on the Art Nouveau. So it's beautifully gilded. I honestly don't know which deck I like more. They both have their pros and cons. So I'm going to zoom in a bit and we will start the flip through. So the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess. I love this High Priestess personally. I'm going to try to tilt it and see if we can get some of the gilding to show up. They're both gorgeous though. The Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, whoops, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit. I love both of these. But this one's obviously more traditional, but I adore this image. There is something about it. The Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, Temperance, the Devil, the Tower. As you can see, there are no names on these cards because it's a multilingual sort of global company. They avoid any kind of language on the cards, which isn't bad. When, like, if you know them, they might not be ideal if you're just learning, but for somebody like me, it's kind of second nature. So you just have the Roman numerals at the top and the bottom. The Star. I think the Golden Art Nouveau is definitely more of an RWS clone than the Tarot Mucha. Although some cards are both very traditional, obviously. The Sun, Judgment. The angel in the Judgment card has kind of scary eyes. They're very wide. And the World. So I am going to go quickly through the minors because I don't want this video to be crazily long. The Wands. One thing that I do really like in the Tarot Mucha is the skies, the colors in the skies, which obviously are replaced with gold gilding on the Golden Art Nouveau. But they're both so beautiful. It's definitely a toss-up. And I honestly hope I never have to choose between them because they both read wonderfully. I find I get really accurate readings with both of these decks. Oops, I got these two mixed up. The Queen and the King of Wands. And this guy here totally looks like Johnny Depp in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, to me anyway. The Swords. And again, you don't have any writing on them. You just have the number at the top and then an image of the suit at the bottom of the card. It's really cool to see them both side by side, actually. So the Knight, or the Page, sorry, we have in the top a little helmet. The Knight, you have a little horse's head, and the Queen and King, you have crowns in the top. On to the Cups. Sorry about that. It's really hard to grab them at the end of the pile. So the Queens of Pentacles. And finally, the Kings. So I'll give each deck a quick shuffle so you can have an idea of how difficult it is to shuffle these guys. I will zoom out though. Now for bigger hands, this deck may not pose such a big problem, but I have pretty average size hands. Oh my goodness, I've got the cards like totally. Oh no, it's just the last two. So for overhand shuffling, it's great. So far, I haven't had any issues with laminate peeling on either of my decks, either this or the Radiant Wise, although I've heard that this can be an issue. But so far, so good. For riffle shuffling, this is a pretty stiff deck, so you're gonna have to use a lot of power in the thumbs to get it to bend, but it's doable. And I do not have the strongest hands, so if I can do it, then I would say most people would be able to. But this one, I'm just gonna move this right out of the way. The Golden Art Nouveau is very, very easy to shuffle due to the card's size just being smaller and a little thinner. And not being, yeah, that's the other thing I didn't mention. These aren't glossy, and the Tarot Mucha aren't glossy, a glossy cardstock. So for riffling, this guy is just so easy. So that was my very quick comparison of these two decks. Oh, quickly before. Glossy, matte, except, well, I guess it's more of a semi-gloss. It's not as laminated as the Mucha. And obviously you've got gilding, so that's going to be a little glossy, just by its nature. So thank you for watching. Once I hit 200 subscribers, I will be doing a giveaway draw for the Northern Animals Tarot, which is a beautiful indie deck. So if you like my videos, please hit subscribe. And once we hit 200, I will be posting a video and you'll have a chance to win that gorgeous deck. I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.